Was there ever a moment when you said to yourself, well, I'm an actor, instead of, I want to be an actor?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I don't know that I've ever really found a time in my career where I really said that to myself. Yeah, I am an actor. I still am saying I want to be an actor because I don't feel as if I've given that ultimate performance where I can actually say, yeah, that's it.
One of the funniest scenes I ever saw was in Young Frankenstein. And a lot of your stage work is comedy, in fact most of it, and yet the majority of your screen work has not been comedy.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why quite. It's interesting because I think that movie producers just don't see me as funny. And I don't know, I think I have a sense of humor and I know how to do comedy. It's a matter of timing, but you tend to take yourself seriously after a while if you're given a lot of heavy roles, and there is a different sense of timing and demeanor about yourself. But I just did Superman 4 and I had a great time on that. Whether or not it works or not, I don't know, but we'll see.
I hear you've got a new hangout.
A hangout?
A new hangout at the top of the Empire State
Oh
Building?
yes, so exactly. Yeah, the house is different. I guess in Superman 1 and 2 we were at the bottom of the Grand Central Station. Now we're at the top of the Empire State Building. Yeah.
Now, you made a lot of films. You're a respected actor. What do you do when you find yourself in the middle of making a film and it's not working?
Well, I think that you don't find yourself in the middle of a film that's not working. I think you find yourself the first 2 or 3 days. You know quite quickly if a film is not working, and that's when trouble starts. Is that you know you're committed to the film, you know you have to do something about it, and that you then start the long story conferences at night, or the great discussions during the day while the film is trying to be shot about how to do things and how to lift this thing up or whatever else. So it never gets to the middle of a film before you realize that. But it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon to find yourself in difficulty in a film, and that's why there's so much press on film and so much written about it, is because it's kind of full of human drama, not only on screen but off screen also. And it isn't the kind of trouble that you might expect. It's kind of, many times it's honest disagreements about the way something should be interpreted.
After 55 films, is it getting easier or is it getting harder?
No, I think it gets harder. No, yeah, I think it does, because you start realizing, at least I start realizing that I have this kind of responsibility about being good. You know, I have this self-imposed, but that I have a need to excel, and a kind of a compulsion about it almost. That I want it to be good. I want it to be the best I can make it. And you can't always find people to surround yourself with who have that kind of need. You know, a lot of people are willing to settle for what they think is quite good, but it may not be good enough for you. And that may sound very self-centered and egotistical in a way, but I think that you have to have some sense of ego about yourself to be in this business. Number one, you know, I have a great deal of confidence about myself as an actor. That doesn't mean that I think that I'm king of the hill or anything else, but I think you have to have that. You have to have that sense that when you walk on stage, that you take stage, that you, and I mean that in film also, that there's a sense of command about what you do, and not that you want to push out other actors or other anything else involved in the thing, but you want that to be right. And you can talk to any actor and he will tell you the same thing, that when you're on and when you're doing it right, it feels great, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that great feeling.
There have been a lot of single lines of advice from actors given over the years, like don't bump into the furniture, and listening is the key to acting. Mm-hmm. What is your single
Well, I
piece of
think
advice?
I think concentration is probably the most important thing you can learn as an actor. Concentration and relaxation. That if you're relaxed and you know your material and you know what you're going to do, then you can concentrate, and that's when the creative process starts. But if you're tense, and when you're tense, you can't concentrate, so that you negate all that. So for me, it's relaxation and concentration.
They're almost contradictory. That's why it's difficult to achieve, because when you're concentrating, you get tense.
Well, it appears like tension. I think from an audience point of view, that concentration may appear as if it's tension, but you can feel very relaxed and be very concentrated. At least I find.
Were you nearly killed during the filming of Under Fire?
Well, there was a guy, a soldier, a Mexican soldier, that had some live rounds in his rifle. And he came back after lunch one time, and he was the one supposed to put this thing in my stomach. So luckily, I always get in the habit of having everybody's, if there's any gunplay in a scene that I'm involved in, I always check the breech of the rifle or have them break open the thing. It's just a habit you get into.
And he indeed.
Yeah, he had a live round in there.
How does one get from San Bernardino, California, to the stage of the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in 1972 to get your Oscar?
Oh, it's funny that that was a long road, really. It was by the way of the Midwest, certainly, and I think that my upbringing in the Midwest had a great deal to do with my success as an actor. That for me, at least, it held me in good stead in New York, that I was able to look at New York in a very objective way and take the good of New York and not be involved in all the craziness of New York and the neurosis. But it was a nice trip.
Well, thanks for the chat. Best of luck.
Thank you.